I got from work exhausted and my wife annoyed me so much that I told her my mom was right about her. She would never make a good housewife. My 29M wife Ali, 27F, and I have been together for 6 years and married for 3. We met in college, and at first, my mom, who was always a Som, was worried that my wife wouldn't make a good housewife. However, as the years went on, she saw how my Ali and I made a beautiful partnership. She saw how we supported each other through college, grad school, job hunting, financial issues, health problems, and more. She saw how I would pick up the slack when Ali was busy and how Ali did the same for me. We also split our chores at home. My mom now absolutely adores her. Since I only have brothers and I'm the only married one, she thinks of her as the daughter she never had. Now on to the issue. This past Monday I was just having a terrible day. Those where everything goes wrong. I got a flat tire on my way to work, was late to work, my boss yelled at me, I dropped my lunch, and left my wallet at home. It was just an awful day. I got home and was starving. Ali was cooking dinner. She seemed to have been anxious because when she starts talking a lot and really fast, which I normally find sweet and endearing, but not that day. So she starts going on and on about her day. I just wanted her to get done with dinner. So out of nowhere, I just yelled, "Do you ever just shut up?" Boy, was Mom ever right. She asks, right about what? Instead of keeping my mouth shut, I tell her about my mom's concerns about her not making a good housewife. Her eyes welled up with tears and she stopped talking, finished cooking dinner, and went straight to the shower and then bed. Now she wakes up before me and leaves breakfast and lunch ready, comes home and leaves dinner ready, and goes straight to shower and bed. She doesn't want to talk or watch TV or anything. If I ask or say anything, she gives me 1 or 2 word responses. She doesn't even look angry at me, just defeated. I don't know how to fix this. I feel like flowers and chocolates won't cut it here. Plus, I don't even know why I said that because my mom doesn't even have those concerns anymore. Please help. Update. I first want to clarify, answer some questions from the first post. Pregnancy. Ali is not pregnant. Before getting married, we decided to wait until our careers were established for 2 years before we started trying for a baby. That would be next year. We are both very careful. Plus, I asked, and she said she wasn't. Her doing all the chores. She does not do all the chores. Before we moved in together, we made a list of all the chores that needed to be done. Then we flipped a coin and chose the chore we wanted. Then we alternated on choosing the rest of them. She chose the first one, which was cooking. She cooks, and I clean the kitchen. She grocery shops, and I put the groceries away, and so on. So even with the fight, she kept doing her chores, and I kept doing mine, although I would fully understand if she stopped doing them altogether. Me apologizing. I did try to apologize multiple times, but she said she didn't want to hear it. I just wanted to give her space, but should have tried harder. I read every single comment and private message. It was hard, but I asked for advice. I 1000% got what I deserved. Now, on to what I've done to begin fixing this mess I've made. As some of you suggested, I wrote a heartfelt letter explaining myself and sincerely apologizing and begging her to speak to me whenever she felt comfortable. She said she would go to the guest room, and I said no, that I would go there because this fight was entirely my fault and would only return if when she allowed me felt comfortable. I called my mom and let her know what I did. She rightfully tore me a new one, then came by the next day with some gifts for Ali. She apologized for ever feeling that way and assured her that she didn't feel that way now, that she truly loves her like a daughter. They spoke more, but I wasn't privy to that conversation. As some of you suggested, I made an appointment with a counselor so I can learn how to properly deal with my anger and not lash out at innocent people. On Reddit's suggestion as well, I printed out a list of marriage counselors in the area who accept our health insurance. I gave her the list and said that if she's willing to go with me, all she has to do is choose a name, and I'll do all the legwork. She said she's willing to go, and she chose a name. She works in the mental health field and chose someone who is reputable in our area. She already sees her own therapist and is working through this with her, I assume. I was able to talk to her, and she said she was really hurt by what I said, that she was questioning what my family, especially my mom, and what I thought of her as a wife and a person. Like all the memories with my family are tainted now. Were they pretending? Was it just my mom? What are they saying behind her back during special occasions? If we have kids, will they think she's a bad mom too? When my mom helps her with something, is it to be nice or because she thinks she's not capable? That she was angry. I didn't trust her with those concerns earlier in the relationship, so she could either address them with my mom or even see what I thought as well, because she might have made a different choice about marrying into a family that had doubts about her. She also said that she was already anxious about a hard day at work. She works in the mental health field, which can be stressful, and I yelled out of nowhere. She told me that if I had just communicated to her that I had a bad day and was hungry, she would have just made me a snack and told me to chill while dinner was ready. But instead, I just lashed out. Or if I had texted her earlier, she would have ordered me lunch or given me her card number so I could order something for myself. Also said it was about teaching me a lesson about what a quiet housewife looks like and that it's obviously not something I want. And that if it is, She's obviously not someone I'm going to get it from. So, to make a choice about what I want, I told her I just want to be with her. I don't want a housewife. I want her as my partner for the rest of our lives. I just felt like a complete ass because I just had to communicate, and she would have been there for me. I had no right to hurt her. She was a partner, and I was a dick. As you guys also suggested, I have been taking over her chores as well as I can because my cooking is definitely not as good as hers and spoiling her with her favorite things and foods. I'm spoiling her even more than she spoils me since she loves giving little just because thinking of you gifts and doing sweet things to make my life easier. I've also been doing things like drawing baths, serving her favorite juice. She doesn't drink at all, lighting candles and playing her favorite crime podcast so she can relax when she comes home from work. She even asked me to join her on the last bath. She said she was glad we were working on things. No promises, but we'll keep working together and see what happens. I obviously fucked up here. I'm still trying to fix it, and I'm hopeful. It's not all unicorns and rainbows, but I'm going to do whatever it takes to repair and rebuild what I ruined. If it ends up not working, then I'll know it's because I was a big ass who didn't properly communicate and didn't keep his mouth shut. Now on to the next story. Story 2. My GF and I went on a trip with my friends and she didn't like one of them. So she did this to her and brought her to tears. Now she refused to apologize. This weekend, I took a little friend vacation with my close friend group. A few of them invited their SOs, and I've been dating my GF now for a long enough time that I don't think it would be awkward to bring her along. So my GF gets along with all my friends very well, excluding one. My friend Jessica is a very nice girl, and in a lot of ways is very similar to my GF. I think that this is just one of the cases where people who are similar just repel, because on paper they should be very good friends. They aren't outwardly rude to each other, however it's clear they just don't vibe. So 3 things happened on this trip that lead to disaster. First, our day there, we planned on going to the beach. While we were getting ready, my GF told me she was feeling bloated, and she forgot to pack a one-piece to wear. I told her we could just chill in the room, and she said she wanted to go down to the beach, but we should go buy one at the resort shop. On our way down, we ran into Jessica, and I told her we were going down to the shop to look for a new bathing suit. Jess then offered to let my GF borrow one of hers. My GF immediately rejected and said we'd buy one. We were at a bar drinking and dancing. Jess is only like 5'5", and probably less than 130. She's also pretty much skin and bones, so she's a lightweight. Eventually, she got pretty lit, and was finding everyone and trying to get us to take a shot. When she got to us, I was down, but my GF wasn't. I told her it'd be fun, but she said no, and Jess said we were being boring. So I just took a shot with Jess. This set her off. The finale issue was that next day, me and my GF were late for breakfast because we were getting intimate, and lost track of time, which was wrong of us. So apparently, Jess said she'd come get us, and as she walked past our door, she heard zoo noises, and then she went back down to everyone else and said that we were occupying each other in maybe a minute. When we got downstairs, the group was cracking jokes, which I thought was NBD. Then they said Jess heard us, which my GF got mad. This was apparently the straw that broke the camel's back. My GF snapped on her and told her that Jess has been being catty to her all trip, and she's been just trying to have a good time. She told her to stop being such a pick-me bitch to her. This caused Jess to cry. I told my GF she needed to apologize to her and resolve whatever beef they have. My GF said that Jess needs to apologize to her for acting like she did and that I'm being a dick for taking her side. We've been fighting about this since we got back, and things are now awkward with Jess. My friends are split on this, as some think that my GF was being overboard while some think she may have had a point, which I don't understand. Update? So I'm back. I know everyone hates me, but I was asked for an update, so here we are. I just want to say everyone was right. I was an asshole. I was being a pushover. I was being a shit boyfriend and partner. I did prioritize Jess over my girlfriend's feelings, and that was so shitty of me. Me and my girlfriend are currently on a break. I tried to apologize to her and make sure she understood that I knew how wrong I was. I told her that I was sorry for letting Jess disrespect her and be catty, and that I'd never let that happen again. My girlfriend said that Jess has been like this to her since we started dating, and said that I've just been either ignoring it or unable to see it. Through a tearful back and forth, my girlfriend told me that she wouldn't let herself feel second to Jess. She said that when I figure out what's going on there, Jess and I, then talk to her, but until then she wants to get some distance from our relationship. So that evening I was heartbroken, but I wanted to still make it clear to Jess that she would not be disrespectful to my girlfriend if we got back together, and that she owes her an apology no matter what. I thought it would be better to have this as a face-to-face conversation, as there's a lot of ambiguity over text, so I went to her place. She apologized to me and said she would call my ex to apologize to her. I got home in the morning. I just spent a lot of time reflecting on the bad decisions I had made and how much I hurt my girlfriend and how right everyone who said I was being a shitty boyfriend was. So I will admit, I fucked up. I didn't protect the person I was supposed to protect. I was too blind to see Jess being catty and mean to her. If she takes me back, that won't ever happen again.